Universe podcast show, joining our team from 4 different continents around the world. I'm Shannon Roshan. I moved in from India to Leicester to complete my master's in sport business management, and I've also completed my FA Level 1 football coaching badges. It all started from a WhatsApp group, and here we are. What I've learned from United is that no matter what your dreams are, you gotta keep chasing them and always believe that anything is possible. I visited Old Trafford back when Jose Mourinho visited Old Trafford as a Tottenham manager. And yes, of course, we won the match, and I was lucky to be there at Stratford End. So we have our rest of our team joining today as well. So let's hear from Ashish
I'm
from
connecting from
Canada.
Canada today, and we have started this journey like long back. Like I joined Manchester United Fans Universe 3 years ago, and it's been a great journey. We have a really good team, and we started from a WhatsApp group. Then we connected with Shanun, and then we thought that we should get into content creation more right now, and that's been our main goal for this channel, to have good discussions and to really promote, like to have all our fans connect with each other, and that's our main goal. And I work as a senior editor and a senior admin in this page, and we have an amazing team. That's it. Great. Yes.
Now we have a sub-editor, Sharif. Yes, go on, Sharif.
Yeah, my name is Martin Mutinda, but most of you know me as Sheriff Martin, which is good. I'm okay with that because I'm the chief administrator in my area. So anyway, I come from Kenya, and I'm 22 years old, and a very die-hard Man United fan. I joined the group 2 years ago, and I'm very excited to be here. And throughout the year, I've been struggling to find a perfect group. And the moment I joined this group was the dream come true as far as the group is concerned on Man United Universe. Yeah, that's it.
We love to have you too, Sharif. So let's hear from our sub-editor, Kingsley. Yeah, go on, Kingsley.
Good evening, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And it's been a good journey with the group, Man United Fans Universe. More than 3 years now with the group. It started just as a group, but we grew as a team and as a family, and we have extended our works more into the YouTube channels, Facebook pages, Instagram, Twitter, and it's not just a WhatsApp group anymore. It's more than that, and I'm really proud to be here with each and every one of the group members and staff that are with us here today.
Oh, that's nice. Now let's hear from Anurag. Anurag is joining us from.
Yeah. So hi Shannon, thanks. So hello everyone. I'm Anurag. I'm speaking from Mumbai, India. So I've been part of the MU Fans Universe since 2016. In the beginning, we were just friends who had a common interest of football and Manchester United. But I'm glad to say that not only us, but also you all are a big part of our family. So thank you for being here.
Let's quickly go to our today's topic, and we are really looking forward for today's topic, and we are going to have a season analysis of Man United 2019-20 season. It's been a very crazy ride, and I think United has been successful in putting a smile on the faces of our supporters this season, and we are definitely looking forward to the remainder of the season too. Now let's hear from Ashish. Ashish, yes, what are your thoughts? Let's hear more about what you feel about our season. Yeah.
Great. So I'll start with a few points. Like one of our major season expectations was like our season has been like a roller coaster ride, but I would say where we finished at the end of the season, we finished third, which is actually a good sign of progress, because we weren't expected to even qualify for the UCL. So I think Ole has done a really good job, I would say. I mean, he faced a lot of backlash, but he has stayed strong and he has developed the team. So
What do you think about the signings? What do you think about the signings?
yes, so okay, yeah, great. So signings. So when we say signings, our major goal for to select each of our signings was to have a consistent team. Like we weren't consistent before, so our major goal was consistency. So there where we brought Harry Maguire, we brought Aaron Van Bissaka, and we brought a very young kid in Daniel James, which no one mostly knew about. He was in the championship, a lanky, like he runs fast and he has a good right foot. He can do good delivery. So that's where Ole signed him to have some youth youth invested in the team. And so and one of the major things was an exodus. I mean, we had to let go of some players which were not, I think, were old or were not fitting into the team. Like we have Young was amazing for us. I would say he was not even playing in his natural position. He did a good job as a backup left back, and he had to go. He had to have his new journey. That's fine. Surprisingly, we let go of Smalling when we had injuries with Bailly and all for the whole season. We let go of Smalling for a loan deal, but seems he done really well at Roma. And it's a very interesting conversation that Ole will have with the board to have him back from loan into this team so that we can have a good backup team. And one of the most controversial signings, I would say, Alexis Sanchez. We let him go for loan to Inter Milan. He had injury issues and we had wage issues with him. So I mean, we needed that exodus to happen as well. So one of the main Ole's like goals for the signings to have was to get the DNA back. I mean, Ole was right. I mean, if you see this season, we seem to have that progress towards that DNA which we know from Manchester United, and that was one of the main points, I would say.
So,
Yeah,
do you think that must be the reason? What do you feel about Lukaku? Yeah, he's
yeah.
doing well, but
Yeah, Lukaku was very one-dimensional, I would say. I mean, when we say Martial, he has good finishing abilities, but he has like a better dribbling ability for me. And then Lukaku didn't fit to the Ole's plan. I mean, it all depends on the manager. Lukaku dependent on others' deliveries to actually really score. He's a very good striker, clinical striker. He has scored a lot of goals in Premier League. But yeah, and one of the major factors we actually made the signings to this season was we lacked leaders on the pitch. That was the major signing. So we bought Maguire, and that's why Bruno came in. We have two leaders on the pitch. We all depended on Pogba to be the leader, but every player needs help from each other. And the more leaders we have on the pitch, McTominay is slowly growing into one. He has United DNA ingrained into his system from the academy. So that's a really good sign. And yeah, and transition takes time. So that's where Ole knows how we have to be patient and do the transition because
yeah, definitely.
that's it.
Signings has
That's what my
definitely
view for that.
that's pushed us to a different dimension, and we can definitely see the progress. So let's hear from Sharif. Oh,
As far as
Sharif,
I
what do you
can
feel about the
season
season?
analysis, all I
Yeah.
can just say is that we just came from nowhere, having no expectation in finishing top four. Not only in the top four, but we have managed to finish in third. The season wasn't easy. Wasn't easy for Man United. The ride to the top four was very, if I can say, bumpy for the Reds, but we started well. I remember smashing 4-0 to past Chelsea, and from there things turned out to be rocky when Pogba going out of injury, and then we lacked the rhythm. So it was a kind of very crazy situation. But then the young boys, Scott McTominay, Fred, had to step up, and they gained that confidence, and I really love Ole for encouraging them, and we saw at different things. Again, I would like to say about the Maguire. He had a very exceptional consistency and high performance. So the season has been a lot full of ups and downs, but whenever you feel or whenever you get to such situation, ups and downs, that means that there is something great ahead of you that you are building, and that's what I really love about Man United, about Ole. Yes, in order for
So
a change to
what do you think about Lingard and Pereira? Yeah, we had a time where we had to start and Jesse Lingard and Andreas Pereira in our regular starting 11. Yeah, if you remember in the beginning stages.
yeah, I remember in 4-0 victory against Chelsea. Those guys were really they outplayed each and every Chelsea player, and they performed well. But because we have different games, different level, so there comes a time. There was a time whereby we needed something extra in terms of quality from them, which they didn't show up. But again, you can't blame Lingard because he has explained that he had a problem issue about personal issue. Maybe you can say maybe or just maybe that one facilitated him to to lower his consistency in as far as games are concerned. But you saw in the end he performed well. Hopefully next season and more season he will try to do something. But when we talk about Pereira, I don't want to criticize him. I don't want to say negativity about him, but there is something that he needs to provide, something extra. Yes, he's a very good lad, but then he needs to show up. We need to put the standard as far as his games are concerned.
Yeah, but what about Daniel James? What about those assists? I still remember that assist he gave Rashford. That was a beautiful cross.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
I remember the assist, the game between the match between Man United and Liverpool and Daniel James. I really like that guy. The only problem, or maybe not a problem, but his weaknesses is that he lacks kind of skills when playing on the left wing, and yeah, you can't blame him because that's who he is and that's how gifted he is. But mostly when he plays from the right hand side, you can see he tries to make things, even though he's not gifted with the skills. But Daniel James using his pace, using his little 1-2 try to make things, and that guy has been exceptional. That guy has been incredible. Even though there comes a times when you find, yeah, it's your day and you are out of the games, but I can't really blame him. So he learned a lot from the lads. I know he will get a chance.
I think a majority of United fans would be feeling the same for Daniel James. It's first season, and for a League Two player to come into United and the way he played, he did exceptionally well. So let's hear from you.
I think we've somehow had a roller coaster of a season, depending on how different fans may like to put it across the world. But I think mainly it's been due because of injuries we've had, and I mean from the start of the season we've had a couple of players who have been injured at different times of the season, and this has impacted how Ole set up his team and how we approached games as a team. I think we've had a number of formations throughout the season. It's only until like post the lockdown that Ole has really tried to put one team and like one formation out there for a consistent number of times. If we look at the injuries, we've had injuries to key players throughout the season. Let me start with like Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial was injured for I think close to 13 or 14 games this season. He's missed that number of games, and most of them were like before December, around August to October, where he missed like 9 games. And he had started the season on a high note. Like he was up there banging goals against Chelsea in the opening day of the season. He was up there putting assists and trying to get forward as a team, because he started playing as on that striker role, which is a new role for him this season. But then he got injured, and you can see that the team really tried to adjust and cope on how to play without him. Another big player who was injured this season was been Marcus Rashford, who has had a very long spell on the sidelines post January, after the transfer window. He had this back problem where he was injured, and it was tricky for Ole, trying to get another signing to, fill in Rashford boots, but getting Bruno was somehow of advantage to the team because he brought in that creative flair and goals into the team, and March was back in the team after January, so things didn't really shake up during that season, during that period, because of maybe the signing, and Igalo came into the team, really pushed for a start, although he hasn't been given that much of a chance, Igalo, but it was good having him, as an option for Ole on the bench. Another player is Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba has been injured for, I might say, maybe half of the season or so, on different times, on different numbers. He has missed close to 20 games, I think, this season. He has had the ankle problem, which has been repeating itself for a number of times. He's missed 79 days just before December, and after January he missed a number of games again. But so before December, on the first half of the season when he was injured, that's when Ole, really pushed in McTominay and Scott into the team, and they tried to adjust into the system, and that worked for some time, because you can actually see Fred was one of the players who performed really well for us this season, and I don't think he would have gotten the chance if maybe Pogba really played as he started the season, against Chelsea in the first game. So the injuries were a challenge, but again, I think Ole did really well, tried to adjust and fit in with the team, the players he has available, and the injuries as they come and all that. So it's really been a challenge. There have been a couple of injuries to Scott McTominay at times. Luke Shaw, I think Nemanja Matic was out for a period of time. And the back line, it got me thinking after some time, because Eric Bailey has been injury prone for most of the season, or most of the season he's been in Manchester United. Phil Jones, likewise this season. Harry Maguire has been really solid for us since coming in. I think he receives a lot of stick and criticism for many reasons, the price tag and everything, but for a person who has played 38 games, hasn't missed a single game for us or minute for us this season, I think that's big. If you think, what if Harry Maguire was injured at the time in this season, or what if Aaron Wan-Bissaka, got an injury at any point this season, that would have been maybe a bit more difficult for Ole. So I'm not saying that the season wasn't good enough because of the injuries, but certainly it has highlighted the importance of having enough players in the squad, somebody to rotate, or somebody to have in the squad when somebody else is not performing or somebody is out injured. Bringing Bruno was good for the team, really good. I think every fan has to agree with that. Stepped in when Pogba wasn't there, stepped in when Marcus Rashford wasn't there. Bruno came in just not with assists, he came with assists, he came with the goals. That is Rashford and Pogba type of contribution to the team. One brings assists, one brings goals, and Bruno brought all of them at January when both Pogba and Rashford were missing at times. So it was a good signing. So I really think going forward, keeping the squad fit and avoiding injuries, players like Eric Bailey, who I believe has a great potential, but he lacks out due to injuries, will be very important. Also securing some signs from new players into the team, so that when somebody else is missing because of an injury or anything, somebody else can step up. But considering all the circumstances, I think Ole has done a really good job with the players he has at disposal, and with the signing he has the players he has brought into the team. He has used them when he really wants to use them, and
When you actually
think,
said me about all
we're
these
in the right path, in the
injuries,
right direction as a team.
most of our own fans and rival fans, they don't actually realize how Ole has carried this team despite all these major injuries. We had Pogba out, we had Rashford out, we had Anthony Martial, Scott McTominay. I could say most of our first 11 players were out, and considering all these first team injuries and where we are right now, I think Ole has done a fantastic job. So now let's hear from Anurag.
One point of time, ESPN had the audacity to compare us and discuss about United being relegated. From that position to losing so many key players, we finishing third has been a massive achievement. I think this team has developed more than the other team from Manchester and Liverpool. So it has been a very successful season according to me, and the way Ole has marshaled the team has definitely been a plus point. And for me, our real challenge started on 31st of January when we signed a certain Mr. Portuguese known as Bruno Fernandes. That guy has been phenomenal for us. He and our other January signing of Odai and Igalo have revitalized the team. So if you look at United fans, we haven't seen someone like him who's ready to die for the club in a long, long time. And so he has not only uplifted the club, he's not only uplifted his players and the manager, he has given all the fans a massive hope that the good times are really around the corner. To also support this fact, I would like to tell that one story. When Bruno came for his medical and his photo shoot, the first thing he asked Ole after all this was that whether can he continue the training. And let's not forget, it was his daughter's birthday that day. And so that's why Bruno has straight away been a leader for our team. He has also managed to get Pogba to play better and play more seriously. We all know Mino Raiola has been speaking about Pogba leaving, and it's been an open war between United and Raiola. But let's not forget the fact that right now no one has the money to buy Pogba, but Pogba willing to stay and fighting. I certainly think having someone as talented as Bruno has helped him. If you even look at that, he's just not only revitalized the team, he's also speaking a lot to the youngsters. So if you look, when I'm speaking the example, I'll give an example of Mason Greenwood. Just before he scored 2 against Bournemouth, he and Bruno Fernandes were having a discussion. And whatever Bruno said happened in such a way that Greenwood ended it with 2 goals. So he has also been a helping hand to the youngsters. So, and if we just look at all this, not only Bruno and Igalo, the role of Matic. Matic was on the fringes and he was almost sold by the club. But to be awarded a new 3-year contract extension for a 31-year-old player, that says something about his importance. Matic has been the missing link of our team. Pogba and Bruno are naturally the more attacking-minded players, and we always needed that extra cover because Ole, if you look, has always asked the team to play attacking and move forward. And our fullbacks are always moving up. Harry Maguire has moved up. So if you look at Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Brandon Williams, or Luke Shaw, most of the times they're in the opposite half. So Matic is not only covering the midfield and supporting Bruno and Pogba, but he's also coming as an additional cover into the defense. And let's be honest, how many times has Matic saved our team by a large tackle, or how much he has pressed the other team into losing the ball in a half? So I think Matic's role has been phenomenal since the restart, and giving him a 3-year contract extension by me is the right move. So the biggest concern will be how we replace Matic. But that's something for
United, you don't see Matic. But when Matic is not there, you know what's missing. Yeah, I think that is how key Matic has become to this squad.
But his leadership qualities on the field, and of course his tendency to score some worldies. We saw last season against Crystal Palace that extra time winner, or against we lost the tie, but that the goal he scored against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. So Matic is a perfect leader and a guy who should be there. I feel sorry for McTominay and Fred. They have been phenomenal, but they are just not on Matic's level. And that's the hard, cold fact.
I think experience and composure, that's the word we can give for Matic. So exactly. When you see all this, where do you think our Europa run is going to end, and what do you think about our Champions League? We made it to the Champions League. A lot of people wanted us to be relegated, let's be very frank. But now we are good to go.
Yeah, it's qualifying for Champions League had to be one of the minimum criteria. And I'll be bold. I think United can go all the way. Inter Milan are struggling. They haven't had the Conte effect yet. And the way our team is playing, and we're only having one team match and someone like Bruno and Pogba, I don't see why can't we just go and win Europa. So that's something. Europa Championship is quite in our hands. It's possible.
So you think winning Europa League would definitely lift the confidence of Ole, and I think we need that trophy.
Yeah, we need a trophy, and not only for the confidence, but it also helps the future signing. see that there's a project going on at Old Trafford. And this is something we really need that confidence, because as of now, people when they look at England, they only see Liverpool and Manchester City. Whereas we have been the traditional heavyweights and the giants. So winning the Europa is a basic thing for us now. We need that.
So it has been a bumpy ride, and what do you think about the role Mason Greenwood has played in the later part, especially after the signing of Bruno Fernandes?
So the first and foremost fact are his goals. I don't need to tell you about that. How his goals have been so important and crucial to us, especially the one against West Ham, where he won us a point. And the thing with Greenwood is, if I'm not just speaking about his individuality, the confidence he has given to the host of the other academy players, that they too can get a chance at United, they too can make a huge move, and they can be successful. Because if we remember against Astana in Europa League, we handed debuts to more than 5 academy players. So Greenwood's performance is just not limited to his on-field stats. It's the way he has composed, the way he has shown himself. There are people saying, and pundits also saying, that we don't need to sign Sancho, and that's you're comparing a youth academy player to a potential 100 million per year. So Greenwood's effect for me has been phenomenal, and his ability to shoot with right and left gives Martial and Rashford and other players more freedom. So, because they know if they find Greenwood, the angle is not an issue for him. If it pleases him, he'll just switch to his weaker foot. So Greenwood has been fantastic.
And we spoke about all the injuries. We said how Martial has been vital to the season, and then when we count the number of injuries and when we see the number of goals our trio has scored, I think there is something big, cooking behind the background. Yeah.
We have outscored Salah, Mane, and Firmino.
With all the injuries.
With all the injuries, exactly. So while also speaking about that, I would also like to speak about the amazing achievements which our United's women's team have done. So United women's team was disbanded in 2008, and we came back last season. And last season, the first time we played, so this fact is going to make a lot of United fans very happy. So the first time our women's team played after 13 years, we managed to defeat Liverpool on our very first match. So this is something that will definitely bring smiles to most of them. We won the championship that season. We scored 12 past Aston Villa. And this season also, in our first ever season in the Women's Super League, we have managed to reach the 4th. And whereas we have lost the key players, our captain Alex Greenwood, she was sold to the European champions Olympic Lyon. And still our team managed to finish 4th. And another amazing fact is, even in our team, we have currently 7 youth Manchester United academy players. With the captain Katie Zellem, who is our team captain, she is a part of United's team. So the academy players, if you look at all men and women, has been fantastic. Mason Greenwood, Brandon Williams, Scott McTominay, Axel Tuanzeb, Katie Zellem, Ella Toon. So these are the players who are currently changing fortunes, and they have directly come from the academy into the first teams. And our proud heritage of going for 140 years with having at least one academy player in our squad is something that we really need to be proud of.
Yeah, even I think we are more confident than ever when we see the likes of Teden Mengi. We have Eden Laird, we have Garner, Levitt. There are a lot of amazing prospects, and let's hope we can see more of them in our second leg action, because we are already winning the match 5-0. So let's hope we see more of them. And I really appreciate what you said about the women's team, because I think as United fans, everybody should support the women's team too, because they are playing a similar game, and they are Man United women's team, and it's time we support them the way we do with our first team and our under 23 squad or under 18 squad or anything related to United. Yeah, so we say It's a family, and we got to take care of our family. Thank you. Thanks a lot for all your valuable views, and it was definitely fantastic to have you all here, and yeah, Man United fans universe is signing off for the day, and we'll definitely be back with our individual player analysis and match day reviews, ratings. We are definitely in the game.